Hi, you're watching Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media, all of our platforms. I'm Mike Morales here in beautiful downtown St. Petersburg in our mobile command center. And that young man out there is
Rick Levy in San Diego, California.
Rick is just slightly under the weather, but not a whole lot. You got to show the people your T-shirt, though.
All right.
Flash that T-shirt. Check that out, ladies and gentlemen. That T-shirt is the Day of the Dead version of Cantinflas, who was a famous Mexican comedian, kind of like the Mexican Jerry Lewis. So I thought it was that's a very cool T-shirt. You're sending these subliminals. It's really cool.
Yeah. Well, over our hiatus, I was able to get down into Mexico, and we had a layover in Monterey, and that's where I was able to pick this up.
Ah, that explains it. Okay. Well, tonight, speaking of Mexico and deep, deep, deep in the heart, this evening we're going to try three different versions, three different mezcals. And this one, I don't know if anybody's ever seen it. When you were in Mexico, did you happen to see it? Did you happen to go like a duty free, or did you even see anything similar to this?
When I was going through the airports, the duty frees, it was all, mostly the big name stuff that you could get here in the U.S. And so I was a little bit disappointed by that. But when I was in Akamal, and just like in the little shops, we were in this small village that's known for its scuba diving and
okay.
Just going through shops, and I actually found one just local liquor store that had a decent selection of stuff, and they actually had a nice selection of Scorpion mezcal and
no kidding.
Escorpion.
Escorpion.
That was impressive.
Man. That Escorpion line is amazing. Well, this one
I got to explore some Alipus. I had some of the Brujo when I was down there.
Oh, good. Which one did you get? Which one did you try?
It was the Espadin, the number one, I believe.
The number one. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the one that we tasted. Their pechuga is outstanding. I don't even know if it's available to you, but anyway, this evening
I'm a little bit jealous, Mike. You got the 375s.
Well, yeah, this is what. Just for the sake of transparency, first of all, the name of this mezcal is called Pluma Negra, which is black feather, and it sounds mysterious. As you can see, there's not a whole lot.
Plumita Negra.
Oh, well, his is you have a little plumita. My pluma is bigger than yours.
I'm in awe of your mighty vessel.
Thank you. Well, okay, my face is red. Anyway, we don't know a whole hell of a lot about this mezcal. It comes in Espadin, Tobala, and my favorite, and I'm trying to get Rick to say this properly, Tepestate.
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 I'll only say it after you.
So tonight we'll be going through all three of these. So what happened was we were with Glass Bottom Distributors with Humberto Ibarra, which you can see the interview on tequilaaficionado.com. And he is constantly being solicited, as an importer distributor. And he saw these, and
he's been importing some great stuff too. They got a great stable of brands.
Well, we tried La Tarea last week, which is a really new brand of tequila.
Mm-hmm.
But last year, we tried Lost Explorer. He brought that on board, which is a mezcal, and loved the packaging. This one, when we were interviewing him, Lisa went straight for the mezcal because these bottles were nearby, and wow, the aroma from across the boardroom table was amazing while she was filming. It's like, oh my God, can we take these home? And he goes, oh yeah, sure, I'll give you another set for Rick. So it's like, okay, we don't know if they're available yet in the United States. Okay, but here's the thing. This is the Espadin is a 40 ABV. Do you have that? I haven't even compared these to what you have.
Yes.
Okay, so this is at 80 proof, and it is Mezcal Tierra de Cuervos. So it's the region of the crows, which explains the black feather.
All right.
Okay, yeah, and it's 100% agave espadin. This one here that we're going to try. I really, it's the origin, the area that it comes from is San Juan del Rio, Oaxaca, and the maestro mezcalero, quien respeta el proceso heredado por sus antepasados. So the master distiller has a long history of distilling. So this is something that he's learned. He's been passed down to him. But that's all we know. So we said, hey, let's just, since Rick and I have been exploring mezcals together all of last year, from high proof to 80 proof, and in different the different varieties from the plants, I said let's give it a shout. So I am going to use my handy dandy jarrito.
All right.
I don't know what you're using.
Jarrito too. This was the latest prototype of the jarrito. So it's the more refined version. I'm saving my mezcal jarrito for the tepestate.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I know that this one, for some reason, I like using the longer one for tequila. Although I'm really beginning to fall in love with the much wider mouth surface of the short stouter one, because it seems to be probably the most versatile of the two. Although I don't know, this one's got a chimney like the Glencairn you were sipping from earlier off camera. Yeah. So I don't know. It's kind of hard to say, but I'm going to try.
It was just for medicinal purposes.
Of course. As you can see, there's bubbles. And by the way, if you happen to run across these, stop shaking your.
My bubbles are small.
Stop shaking your feather, your pluma.
Oh, it's late, folks. It's late.
Yeah, it's late. Well, for you, it's later for me. But anyway, these jarrito glasses are amazing, because it really doesn't take a whole lot, to get a proper feel for what we're going to try. And as you can see, there's a fairly decent surface on this, and it's pristine mezcal. I mean, even at 80 proof. Nice legs and tears, pretty color. I don't have the greatest lighting in the world, but above me I have some halogens, and I can tell you that really nice. Wow, nice
coating.
Yeah, nice. It's very, very uniform, very nice. It's just sheeting very, very nicely.
Yeah, it's taking a little while for the tears to form. So yeah, it just kind of hangs there, and then it drops. That's cool.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, I just from the nose, I can't say that there's anything enhanced about it. It's just at a lower than normal alcohol by volume. It's at the average 80 proof.
Well, yeah. So far, it's reminiscent of the Scorpion Espadin.
Yes.
Very
fruity. It's fruity.
Generally, that's how I think we felt about the Espadin as compared to the other species used for mezcal.
Now, I'm getting a lot of, not a lot, but I'm getting significant smoke. Are you getting that significant smoke as well?
Very little on mine. I have I'm
using
the taller stout.
I'm getting some really, and not that it's offensive. It's just, right away that you've got a fruity element, and you have smoke. But other than
I'm getting almost entirely fruit on mine. I'm just getting the slightest accent so that it's mezcal. But
It's lovely. It
It
really is.
really is.
Yeah.
And of all the species of agave we've had so far, Espadin is my favorite for mezcal, and it's the one most commonly used. So
Yep. I since a lot of us started with Espadin, but there have been producers that have submitted to us over the last 3 years of mezcal that the other varietals have become really exciting to me because
well,
I think
there's such variety. There is variety. They have
yes,
such different characteristics. Like you go all the way to like the Karwinski family, the Bardio, and it's just a completely different profile.
yeah, and even at higher alcohol by volumes, the same fruit, the same plant will smell and taste differently. So this is really an amazing, for an agave spirit, mezcal is just so versatile and just really amazing. I gotta try it. This is really pretty. Mm. Oh my gosh! Wow. Oh, that's wow.
Oh, I got
Now,
those chills down my spine.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah, so it goes in, it goes in smooth. The agave presents the different fruit flavors. Then I don't know. I
there's
just
that
got
pepper.
this really
There's
warm feeling,
yeah.
as it was going down, and now the pepper is kicking up mid palate. It's really presenting mid palate.
Yeah, and that's the way I had it was it went in sweet, then there was the explosion mid palate, and then that nice warm. I'm still feeling the finish. It's a nice warm fuzzy. What's
Uh,
interesting, Rick, is that at higher ABVs we're getting the same potency of the plant that at a normal eight. I can only imagine what this is like at a much higher ABV from
oh
this
yeah,
from this
yeah. It'll
grower.
knock your socks off, right?
Wow. Yeah. Ah, that's just there's almost like a hint of licorice in there
Mm-hmm.
and or like an
Yeah.
anise maybe.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
little bit of I'm getting like the anise kind of mixed with the smoke a little bit. It's this very interesting characteristic. But through the whole thing, the fruit is shining through as well.
Oh
It's
wow.
very warm on the palate.
The
Oh,
smoke is not offensive. I mean, it,
I could curl up with this for a whole night. You
yeah.
know.
Even with that little feather, really?
Yeah, I would have to get some much bigger feathers. So.
Okay. Pluma Negra Grande. Like a bell.
Yeah, I have to look for the Pluma Negra Grande.
I do too. I love that name. I'm hoping that Glass Bottom decides to bring it in, or if not him, if not them, maybe somebody else. But again, we know nothing about the pricing. I know there's hardly any POS, but
Yeah,
when you have a mezcal, if everything you need to know is on the label, you're good. And I like the name too. It's very catchy. It's very clean, black and white. I mean, it's got a
yeah.
nice logo. It's not too overdone. It's not too rustic. Um, I'm not even sure if they come in full 750s. It could be that you're only this particular size.
Yeah,
Let me,
Umberto, I wanna buy a 750 of this. Bring it
you
in.
know, yeah. This is considered a 250 milliliters. Which for mezcal, the 250s. As a matter of fact, when Alex and I tasted the whole line of Oaxaca, they come in 250s, but they're shorter and squatter. The bottles,
Yeah,
and it's really when you have a well done mezcal, in order to draw what you want to draw from it, to learn what the differences are, you really don't need a whole lot, and obviously, it's not cheap to make
yeah.
either.
Well, it's a more artisanal process than even with tequila,
Oh yeah.
It's it's a much less mechanized process, and so it costs them more to produce. The agaves typically need to grow longer as well. Like an Espadin, what is it? Well, it's ranged between 5 to 12 years, I think, for maturity of an Espadin, depending on the growing conditions.
Yeah, we've had some mezcals from the San Juan del Rio area, but it really,
And a lot of them are sourced in the wild as well,
well, the other
which
thing too
makes it
is
even harder to
with
produce.
mezcal, it's really hard to, for me anyway, still, it's very hard for me to pinpoint the differences in the region like you and I have been able to do
Mm,
with tequila, Totonilco and Amatitan and the Valley
yeah,
and even Arandas, they all have their different tweaks. But, even mezcal from the using the same plant in the same region, but with a whole different producer, the hand of the producer really does make a difference, and I'm impressed. This
yeah,
is this is
absolutely.
this is really good stuff. If y'all can find it, if you have, let us know in the comments.
Yeah,
But
and we
uh,
don't have any pricing info on this either, right? Nothing.
no, not as of yet. And maybe in between tastings, I'll try to get a hold of a glass bottom and see if they have any kind of pricing available. But for right now, that's our take on Pluma Negra. This
Yeah.
is Espadin.
So we nominate this.
I think so.
Can we nominate it if it's not available, or
I think we should nominate it
all
because
right?
that may, at this point, Tequila Aficionado makes or breaks brands. So
That's right.
we're like E.F. Hutton. If
Yeah.
people, when we talk, people listen, and I think this is a worthy brand to be looking out for. Yeah, I know that we're in the middle
Yeah.
of a of a,
And
of
if
a
you find it, tell us where you found it.
Yeah, please, and tell us what your pricing was, because we
Hmm.
really would like to know. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, put it in the comments below. But I think Brand of Promise nominee in the 40 ABV proof mezcal, and we'll go from there with Espadin because it's going to be a big mezcal year again for Tequila Aficionado and for you folks out there. But that's our take on Pluma Negra. I'm Mike Morales here in St. Petersburg, and that young man out there is.
Rick Levy in San Diego.
You've been watching Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media, all of our platforms. Like I said, if you're watching us on YouTube or anywhere else, tell us what you think, if you've had this before or if you are familiar with it. We'd like to know. But in any case, whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely. Hi, everybody. Rick Levy here with your special after credits scene. I found out some more information about the production processes on Pluma Negra after we signed off, and so I wanted to hop back on and share it with you. We found out that the distiller is Rodolfo Hernandez Aguilar, and they crushed their agaves using a stone tahona pulled by a mule, so we're big fans of that. They bake their agaves using firewood in an uncovered conical ground furnace that I believe is lined with river stones. Having the pit uncovered, as opposed to how it's traditionally done, where they will, they'll throw agave fibers and dirt and they'll seal the pit, which seals in the smoke from the roasting process. So by having the pits uncovered would account for very little smokiness to the mezcal. They ferment in pine vats. They distill in copper pots. The Espadin for 750 milliliters goes for 607 pesos Mexican, which comes to about $32 American. And as we like to say at Tequila Aficionado, tomar sabiamente, sip wisely.
I'm Mike Morales. I'm CEO of Tequila Aficionado Media, and I just wanted to thank you for watching Sipping Off the Cuff. We love doing these reviews for you. Now, if you're an Agave Spirits brand owner and you're watching this, there are 3 things that I'd like to talk to you about. Number 1, if you'd like us to review your Agave Spirit on Sipping Off the Cuff, just send me an email, mike@tequilaaficionado.com. It won't cost you a dime, and I promise you'll get an honest review. Number 2, if your brand has been nominated, past or present, as a brand of promise, we can help you promote your brand effectively and affordably over on the tequila PR side of things. Just email me, mike@tequilapr.com. And number 3, if your brand has ever been a Brand of Promise nominee or a winner, you automatically qualify with us, or to go with us, on our next promotional tequila tour. So shoot me an email, tours@tequilaaficionado.com, and I'll send you all the details on our upcoming tequila tour. That's it. Thanks again for watching. Sip wisely.